quiet. Hi guys, I thought I would take a walk through our grove here at the house in between the rain showers. Yeah, we do get rain from time to time here in San Diego. So what we're going to cover in this video is going to save you a lot of headache and money, but most importantly, it's going to prevent a lot of stress. Guys, grab a pen and paper and take notes. If that's needed, it's totally okay to stop the video now and go and get that. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe to our channel. I'm Lynnor Anderson. I'm partners with my dad, Lyle. We've been realtors in San Diego for nearly forever. I got my license 20 years ago, and my dad has been at this for 40 years. In that time, we've helped over 1,000 families. Families that have done just about everything when it comes to real estate. They've bought, they've sold, they've flipped, they've invested in condos, homes, multi-units, and more. So what I share with you on our channel is everything that you need to know so you can do the same. Honest knowledge that you can use just like our clients did to increase their family wealth. And please be sure to share this channel with your friends and family. Guys, this is the same info that we share with our family. My sister, my mom, if they're buying multi-unit properties. Let's jump into number one. Do not buy an investment property based on emotion. Buy based on logic. Even if you're planning on moving in, which is allowed when you do owner-occupied financing. That gets you a lower down payment. This requires you to move into the property for a short amount of time. Occupying the property is a lender requirement. Don't get caught up on if you do or you don't like the cosmetic stuff. Look at the big picture. 3.5% down versus 30% down. Use the age-old principle of leverage. Guys, it's a no-brainer. You gotta look at if that property does meet your wants and needs financially. Location-wise, is it a good long-term hold type of property? Are the bones good? Are the major systems in good working order? Going in knowing that you can fix the small stuff and even the big stuff, but you wanna stay focused on the overall property condition. Then location, configuration, and the big one, potential to add value along the way. Now, the second thing that you want to do is study the numbers. You want to know your budget. If you're going to get a loan, how much money you're going to need to purchase. Of course, think in terms of down payment, plus you have closing costs and lender required reserves after the closing. What's your monthly mortgage payment going to be, along with your taxes, insurance, and your management cost. Now, those numbers are all geared towards you as a buyer. Once you have an idea of those costs, then you can look at the property's numbers. Is the property within your budget? What are the current rents and the management costs? Even things like landscaping and utility costs. Now, you always need to get sales comps as part of studying your numbers. Nobody ever wants to overpay for a property, and multi-units aren't all that easy to price out. Say as single family homes, where things tend to be a little bit more cookie cutter. When it comes to multi-units, the configuration of the buildings are different. Rents in each unit are different, and Zillow estimates aren't just gonna cut it here. Have your realtor pull comparable properties for you, and if you're getting a loan, banks are gonna require an appraisal on the property. Hey, they wanna be sure the money that they are loaning is equal to the property's current value. Now, the third thing that you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna stay away from vanity property. Smart and wise investors buy multi-units that will cash flow as quickly as possible. They tend to buy B and C class properties over A class properties. So that duplex along the coastline for $4 million is not gonna cash flow nearly as well as, let's say, a $1.5 million 4-unit property in a blue-collar community that stays fully rented. Yeah, that 4-unit property with 4 separate garages, an on-site laundry where each unit has 2 or possibly even 3 bedrooms, that's your better buy. You're gonna get in for less money on your purchase. Your building will have fewer vacancies and your cash flow position is gonna be a lot greater. And the fourth thing piggybacks off of staying away from vanity property. Once again, most of our wealthy investors do not buy completely rehab property. They know what's up when you gravitate towards the shiny new rehab property. They know that they're going to be paying top dollar for someone else's rehab work. Instead, you want to train yourself to look for diamonds in the rough. Does the property have good bones and a good location? Are the units a decent size? Are there good bedroom and bathroom counts? Are there extra items that are gonna generate extra income, like off-street parking, garages, coin-operated laundry, and tenant storage? If so, buy the fixer. Buy something that needs work so you can build sweat equity in a project. And remember, all the work that you do or have done is a tax write-off for you. Rehab one unit at a time. Start with the unit with the lowest rents. Do substantial rehab work, and once it's all nice and new, bring in a new tenant at the current market rents for the area. Do this to each of the units in that property. Now, the fifth mistake to avoid is not being up to speed on the current rental laws and regulations. Hey, many states and local counties have shifted, focusing towards tenant protection over owner property protection. Many areas have rent control laws and eviction laws in place. Reach out to and join any local apartment owners association, preferably where you own your properties, to get insight. Evictions and other tenant problems are costly, and nobody likes an uninformed landlord. Hey, it's your job to know the current laws and to keep up to date on what's coming down that pipeline. Which brings us to number 6. You need to treat your property ownership and investment as a business. It's your job to know the laws and abide by them. You need to be professional with your tenants. Your accountant needs you to be familiar with income property. Keep good records so they can help you get all of the tax benefits of being a real estate investor. And I've actually found when you treat your real estate investments as a business, you operate on logic and not on emotion, making things like tenant relations much easier. Number 7 is tough to do in an expensive city here like San Diego. However, you want to buy cash flowing assets. Properties that either cash flow from day one or properties that can get you to a cash flow position quickly. My dad has always said, every property can cash flow, you just need to put enough money down. And this is why you want to do all the things that we just mentioned. Know your numbers. Stay away from vanity property that does not cash flow. Look for properties where you can value add by making updates and raising the rent. Do not buy properties solely based on speculation of appreciation. That is a surefire way to get yourself in trouble, and you could quite possibly lose the property. You need a plan of immediate cash flow based on the current numbers at the time that you buy, or you need a plan of rehab and raise the rent so that property starts cash flowing in a quick time span for you. Now, number 8 is vital to your ownership. You need to get a solid property management plan in place before the closing on that property. Either you're self-managing or you're hiring someone to do that for you, especially if you're not on site. And I actually feel it's mandatory if you're not in the same city or in another state. Another thing my dad always says is you need a referee in the sandbox, kind of like how kids will thrive in a structured household, right? You want your tenants to know there's a manager overseeing rent collection, plus enforcing all the rules for the property while getting you your contracts, your leases, and all your other paperwork done. This lets your tenants have confidence. You have a good person for their concerns or if they have repairs. Good management keeps your business running like a well-oiled machine. Now, on to number 9. As a business owner who invests in real estate, it's vital that you use and know the 1031 exchange principles and work with realtors and accountants who also know them. 1031 tax-deferred exchanges are one of the best ways to legally and ethically create family wealth. Used by real estate professionals everywhere, 1031 exchanges legally defer and avoid your taxable capital gains. When selling an investment property, you're liable to pay capital gains, and this can be around 33% of the sales price. It's pretty hefty liability, right? Use the tax codes. You can easily, essentially, do it your entire life with each sale of an investment property. So you're passing down the properties you've acquired through your lifetime to your children with zero tax liability. There are many rules and timeframes when you do this, when you sell. So you're gonna want the guidance of an accountant and a 1031 exchange intermediary company. But guys, when our clients sell their buildings, they are smiling. Why? Because they're doing just this. It's a 1031 exchange into another investment property, and they're avoiding the cap gains tax of about 33% from the proceeds of that sale. On to number 10. You'll want to know the current tenants' lease rates, their terms, and their lengths. And what do the tenants own? What belongs to the current owner? All of this is going to be handled during the purchase time frame, and all of that info needs to be in writing. Deposits and rents need to be transferred to you as a new owner, and when it comes time to get some new tenants for your property, qualify them properly. Background checks, including running credit. We use a score of 620 or higher. If they can qualify for a mortgage based on their credit score, that's good enough to rent to them. Check with their current landlord on payments and problems, but more importantly, check with their prior landlord, because we all know that current landlord may tell you what you want to hear, so they can get rid of those problem tenants. So there you have it, 10 things that you want to know when buying multi-units. Hope you jotted those items down. If not, go back and rewatch this video. Remember to share it with a friend or a family member too. And if you have questions or you need help buying or selling any kind of real estate anywhere in the nation, reach out to us. Here's another video you're going to want to check out next.